Hey team, how are you? Welcome back to day 169 of Lyndall's Luscious Limberings. Our chill out day today. Yes, we'll be spending a bit of time on the calves, around the butt, the glutes, inner thighs, because we gave them a little bit of a working yesterday. So definitely spending a bit of time to recenter and rebalance. I hope you're keeping very well indeed. Let's do this then, shall we? You are playing along with the playlist at home. 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start standing with feet hip width apart. Just take the time to settle. Now really let that butt hang heavy off the spine because we might have a little bit of pressure across the small of the back. So take the time to really feel the broadness of the pelvis and let all the muscles feel like they're just sliding off the bone. Make sure the weight is evenly distributed between the balls of the feet and the heels and the insides and the outside. Lifting up through the spine, expanding in all directions. And start by freeing up the head. So just nice easy twists around. Good, and we're just going to go down to the chest. Back up. Match the breath with the movement, doesn't matter which way in or out, just do one for each. Good, start to curve over a little bit, C curve. Hollowing out the body, then roll back up again. Good, C curve. Roll back up. And again, going down a little further. Rolling back up. Again. Roll back up. We're going to keep going with this. So make sure as you come up, it's definitely a roll, stacking the vertebrae on top of each other. Good. Now we're going to roll down through the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back up. Sink the butt first. Good, back down again. 8, 7. Start by sinking the butt first, then stack the vertebrae on top of that. We're going to stick with this a bit, so let's just get comfy. Going down. 8, 7, 3, 2, back up. And again. And up. Good. And we're going to go into a full C curve. Back out. Just be gentle with this. Send the butt and the spine away. And then open up. My neighbours are arguing next door. It's okay. And again. Good. Just going to slide down one side of the body. Slide. Back up. And again. Breathing in as you go down. Breathing out to come back up. Good. Take a step out wider, just a bit wider. Bend the knees a tiny bit. Go down, back up. As you come back up, connect with the outside foot and allow that to be what helps drive up, rather than trying to hoik up through the side of your muscles. That would do you some damage. So go over, connect with this foot, pushing up. My neighbours are going. And down, 2, 3, 4, and up. Good. We're going to roll back down again. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, back up. And down. Sink the butt. arching forwards again, C curve, and out, and in, and out, and again, in, and out, last one, good, stepping in a little wider with the feet, and down to the side, legs slightly bent, and up, 2, 3, just catching with the music as it changes. Good, just do a couple of shoulder rolls. Okay, we're going to go again, so we're going to go down, back up, then going forwards, forwards, and back, 2 of those, then to the side, and again. Okay, we're going to do that at all half time. So we're going to go down for 4. Down, 2, 3, 4. Up, 2, 3, 4. In, and out, and again. To the side. And one more of those. Last time. Going down for 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, up, forward, and out, and forwards, and out, to the side, down, and up, down, last time, down, and up, down, and up, good. Just gonna roll down now, I'm just gonna stay there for a bit. Spread the legs a little bit into a bit more of an A-frame and just hang, head super heavy. Let all the tension drain out of the neck, through the top of the head into the floor. Now take your awareness into the butt cheeks and the small of the back and really release them. Good, hands on the floor, just lightly bend the knees, just super light because you might find some tension through there. Good, back up. Good, breathe in to look forward and lengthen. So in, 2, 3, 4, and relax, bend the knees. And in. And down. So each time you relax down, bend the knees a little bit more. Just go relaxed, go with the natural relaxation of the body. And in. And down. So you might start to find that the chest just rests gently on the thighs. And again, in. And down. Good, just relax there again for a sec. Bend the knees until you get a nice stretch. And just gently, if you want, rock from side to side. Good, back up again. Just going to bend the knees, rolling up through the spines. Start by sinking the butt. Good, rolling through the shoulders. Just bring the legs in. And just going to really lightly floss through the spine. And remember, arms super relaxed. So the feeling that the muscles from the earlobes down to the tops of the shoulders are getting longer and longer. Softening over the thoracic inlet, the front of the throat. Keep those knees bent so that you don't have pressure on the inside of the knees. Softening through the sternum. And remember, we're keeping on the central axis here. We're not shifting the weight from side to side. So make sure the head doesn't sort of try and lead the body and turn around. We're leading this from the core. Good, take a little step out wider and keep going. And you can really feel here how this actually comes from turning through the hips. And then the rest of the body sort of ricochets after it. You can start to let the shoulders separate from the hips, so they're going a little bit further, and you can just feel a release starting to come through between the shoulder blades. Good, now we're going to keep the head and the hips facing forwards and just turn through the shoulders. And allow the area over the solar plexus to release. Good, all right, rolling down. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just hanging over again. Really let go of the shoulders. And again, bend the knees, then breathe in to look forward and lengthen. 2, 3, 4, and down, collapse over. And again. In and out. As you collapse over, make sure you really let go of the head. Don't keep on hanging onto it. And imagine that the knees are spreading sideways each time you go down, so you are getting an opening across the inner thighs and small of the back. Good. This time we're going to breathe and just stay lengthened. So just send the butt bones away. Start to feel the stretch through the calves and the backs of the legs. And relax down again. Sink deeper into that then. You can bend the knees a bit more so the butt starts to head towards the floor. Good, let's lengthen again. So sending the butt bones behind you, almost lifting them up slightly. And back down. And again, just rocking from side to side in that squat position. Good, coming back up. Use your hands to support you, bend the knees. Just come across into a crouch. We'll just sit here for a second, drain the blood out of the head. You can also really think about opening through the small of the back here. Good, and stretching up. And just take the knees through a few cycles of bending and straightening, just to get a stretch through the backs of the leg. And then when you start to feel like that's warmed up a bit, then just hang in a static stretch there. So you've lengthened the legs and start to try and put the butt on the ceiling, the thighs on the wall behind you. If you want, you can actually grab hold behind the legs and just help with that stretch ever so slightly. Good, bend the knees down into a crouch again and just look up. Good, back up again. Just swing the left leg over the right, put the weight in the ball of the right foot, and we'll just stretch through the back of the leg here. And put the weight in the heel once you're stable, just to send the stretch upwards. Relax the neck. Keep breathing. Good, now just rock yourself forward slightly so you're a bit more in the ball of the foot, and send the stretch down the leg. Good, rock back to center, soften that leg and bend down. We'll just send the head up again. Deep breath into the whole of the ribs and the small of the back here. Lovely, back up again, weighting the ball with the left foot and the right leg over the top. And relaxing down through the stretch. Weighting the heel of the left foot for the moment, just to send the stretch up. Relax those shoulders, let go of the head and the neck.
yourself forwards. You can use your hands to support you here. And back again, bend that leg. And we'll head down to a squat and then sit on your butt. Legs in crossed, or if you like, we can do a standard child's pose. Use the fingertips to creep down. And lengthen them out into the floor. Gently, very gently pull back against them. If you then find that stretch settles, you can just creep out a little further, but feel like the shoulder blades are sliding sideways down. And breathe deep into the small of the back. Really let the shoulder blades spread sideways. Good, use the hands and the breath to creep back up. And we'll change over. And if you're in a normal child's pose, then just stay there, go down again. Keep breathing. Good, use the breath and the hands to come back up. And then take the legs out into our big diamond. Chest upwards and forwards. And just really gently, just give a few wiggles in. Again, really breathe into the small of the back. Think about relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the hip flexors, the front of the pelvis, and over the diaphragm, as you're sending the breath into the small of the back. And you can even think about just unclenching the tops or releasing the tops of those butt cheeks. And then just sink into a static stretch here. So you can, if you need to, apply some pressure down with the elbows, but still that slight scooping forwards feeling. So we're getting more of the glutes in the small of the back than the inner thigh. If you're getting the inner thigh a lot, take the feet further away from your pelvis. Good, use the breath to come up. And now we'll bring those heels in closer to the pelvis. And sitting up tall, just gentle butterfly flutters. Again, so as you're trying to unlock particular areas around the hips, which are, literally connected to everything. Well, not literally, well, indirectly connected to a lot of things. Just see if you can listen to what else is happening in your body. So what does happen if you relax the jaw muscles and soften over the throat? And even like the back of the neck, and particularly over here, the diaphragm. How do you soften that? Well, you can try lots of different ideas. Like, for example, just imagining if you are with other people in the room, imagining that you are connected from here with them, or that you're just sort of, all the air in the room is just blowing through you. Well, I quite like this, that you're just sharing whatever's there with the outside and it's sharing with you, so there's an exchange going on. Good, let's just lean forwards. Good, now if you want to, you can also apply some pressure on the knees. Good, use the outward breath to come up. Bring the legs together and get the hands in for a bit of a percussion through the small of the back and the glutes.
the spine to the right. Yes. 20 above and below the knee. Down below. Let's go the other leg. And again. Down. Beautiful. Just sitting with the legs crossed or just with the legs out in front. And reaching over, try and touch the wall. Make sure you hit both butt cheeks on the ground. So don't think down, think out and across. And really open up through those ribs. Soften through the jaw. If in doubt, soften the jaw. Good. Use this hand, pushing, this one reaching, and the breath to come up. And we're going to go the other way. Reaching out and over. Both butt cheeks on the floor. Keep breathing into those open ribs. Soften the jaw. Good. Use everything. Hand, breath, reaching hand. Come up. And let's roll into our backs. Yes. I know, yes. Oh, the best part. All right, just gently circle the legs. Don't try and pull them in. I'm just circling. Be conscious about the small of the back and how it feels on the floor. And you can imagine that as you're doing this circle, it's giving you a really nice massage through the sacral spine. Lovely work, and then we'll just go the other way. Good. We're going to pull the toes back and just extend towards the ceiling. Send the heels towards the ceiling, the toes towards the shins. Good. Bend the knees. And just wiggle them. So you're not actually wiggling the hips, you will be by extension, but it's more that the feet are swinging from side to side. Good, both feet up, and then we're just going to circle both feet. Make sure the neck's lengthened out on the floor. And soften through the sternum. You can feel like the breastbone is trying to relax down through the body and touch the ground. And the other way. Legs don't have to be super straight. Good. Then we're just going to go point and flex. Point and flex. When you flex, see if you can get a nice feeling of squeeze, pushing up through the heels, and hopefully you should sort of feel it translating down the legs, maybe even into the small of the back. Good. It's going to bring the legs down again and wiggle side to side. And back up again, and we'll do our duck feet and pigeon toes. And when you're going for the pigeon toes, we want to squeeze a bit and then squeeze a bit as you go out as well. So do a few where you're sort of squeezing through a bit more, and then a few that are just loose. Good, back down, and we'll go back to circling the legs. Don't try and pull the legs in, we're just going to mobilize nice and light. Again, massaging your back on the floor. And circle the other way. Good. Popping one leg down, and we'll just open up through those hips. This doesn't need to be a violent movement. It's just nice and soft. Don't, bust anything. You're just opening and closing nice and lightly. Now placing the hands near the hip, we can just help with a static stretch. A passive stretch, in fact. And now we'll go into the
if this is too intense holding around the shins, just hold around the thighs. And let the sacrum and the small of the back flatten out on the floor. If you've got a curve through the spine, then I would definitely let go and even just sort of take the leg out further, because that's cheating. Alright, and then just small circles. And circle the other way. Good, and we're just going to pop that leg down, shimmy over to the side of the leg that's up, hands to the side, and relax down. Looking down that arm. And straighten the lower leg, use the breath just to uncurl. And pop the other leg up and open and close. We're waiting for thunderstorms to hit today. It's very muggy. Muggy by Melbourne standards, which is just a normal, a normal London day. Use the hands for a passive stretch. And then reaching on through, linking the hands, and then relax down. Breathing through the static stretch. And then we'll do super small circles. And then the other way. Lovely, and then put down, shimmy yourself over. And relax down, looking down the opposite arm if you're feeling secure with it, and just let gravity do all the work for you. Keeping both shoulders on the floor. And lengthen the leg out. And no warm up on these days. Complete without a nerve stretch here. Single leg nerve stretch. And lifting the hands behind the leg. Just send the knee to the opposite wall. Make sure you're relaxing out the other hip on the ground. And breathe through that. Bend that leg, give it a bit of a wiggle. Good stuff. Other leg up. Push this heel towards the ceiling, toes towards the shin. Yes. Good, and now linking behind. Relax the other hip out on the floor. Keep the legs straight if you can, or as straight as possible. Good, bend the leg and give it a wiggle. And then just put the feet in the middle and let the back relax into the floor. Gradually bring the legs out and stop if the small of the back starts to arch. And then just let gravity do the work. And if you want, we can give a little wiggle from side to side, but just relaxing out through those hips. Good, use your hands to bring them back in. Let's roll around onto the back. And we're just going to arch the bones up towards the ceiling, and then back, and then in. So just keep on rocking yourself forwards and back. Keep that feeling that the spine wants to arch up towards the ceiling, and the muscles are just letting it do it. Good, back to leveling off and just wiggle out the back. Good, pushing back into a child's pose. Lengthen out through the hands, and we'll just sit here for a sec. Good, back up on your butts and into a straddle.
I'm just going to sit here for a second. Sending the chest upwards and forwards. So even if you're not leaning forwards, you still have this feeling of that direction. And just breathe. Find the areas of tension through the legs. Kindly ask them to let go. And then just slowly we're going to take our chest in a small circle. Nothing too scary. Good, then we're just going to start to creep us forwards as you feel comfortable. Keeping the feet rolled out, don't let them roll in. Chest upwards and forwards. Use the hands and the breath to come up. And just turn yourself around to almost like you're trying to look at a patch of floor behind you.
And the other way. You can use the hands to help pull yourself around if you want a bit more of a stretch there.
Good. Popping one heel up on this side. And we're just going to turn the chest towards it. And start to relax down. If you want to give some gentle traction on the ball of the foot, then by all means do.
And use the upper breath to come up, and the hands to help you, and the other side. Oh yeah, hello foot, how are you? And again, if you want to help with a bit of traction, making sure both butt cheeks are keeping on the floor. Oh, I've got my heel right in the corner of my waist. There we go. And then coming up, and just reach over. Again, it's a sideways movement, not a downward movement. You can use this elbow to help rotate through the hips. If you can reach the foot and you'd like to, then by all means, help out with the stretch. Breathing through that. Really think about relaxing through the opposite hip. Good, use this hand to push, the other hand to reach, and the breath to come up. And the other side. Oh yeah. Keep breathing. Keep it active on the inside, just almost like the qigong component. This isn't qigong, but you can make any activity qigong. Thinking about relaxing through on the inside, finding the blockages and finding their connections that may actually be the key to where the blockages are. blockages / tensions. And hand, breath.
Let's use our hands to bring our legs together. Ah! Give him a bit of a whack. Good legs. Well done, legs. Good. And just bending over.
Either in cross legs or in other legs, with the legs out. And just again, give yourself some percussion through the small of the back. Up the lumbar spine.
Good. And we'll turn ourselves into all fours.
Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, line up the index fingers, stretch out the thumbs, tuck the toes under, lift the butt towards the ceiling. And let's just indulge in a down dog. Putting the thighs on the wall behind you, drawing the shoulder blades in together. Relax through the neck. Good. Soften the knees, just go down to the floor, wiggle out. And back into a crouch, rolling up through the spine.
Lovely. Great. Done. Hopefully centered. Nice. Good. If you want those, a bit of attention to the wrists as well. Might be a bit sore through the forearms. Hey, core day tomorrow. How are the weeks rolling around? Time is baffling, isn't it? How does it keep going? I don't know. I hope you're keeping well wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for the final day of the week. In the meantime, please be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Lots of love. Bye.